What's good, YouTube? The Blackberry Passport still has a very loyal fan following, and it enjoys a lot of support in various Blackberry communities. This support is based on its great keyboard and its unique design, as there's not really any other phones on the market that offer this kind of screen ratio with a full physical QWERTY keyboard. And this is the reason why people still stand behind and support this product, even though it's been released for over 5 years. Unfortunately, it doesn't enjoy the same amount of support from BlackBerry itself, as software updates for this phone stopped a long time ago. So even though the software updates have stopped, it hasn't stopped people from using this phone and finding workarounds for various deficiencies as a result of the lack of updates. The BlackBerry community has gotten very creative with exploiting the Android runtime environment found on the BlackBerry Passport and utilizing every last available app so that we can use core functions on this phone without update. And hopefully they won't have to wait for too much longer, as BlackBerry has promised a new handset in 2021 that is 5G capable and running the newest version, hopefully, of Android. But until then, we're going to still have to do some workarounds to run our favorite BlackBerry 10 devices. And these will include various apps and workarounds to make sure that we can use social media, mail, and other core functions of a smartphone. And the major one that we'll be talking about in this video is the BlackBerry Passport's browser. The original browser app on the BlackBerry Passport was no slouch. It had a lot of compatibility with internet features back when it was released, and it integrated a lot of the BlackBerry Passport's functions into browsing, such as very smooth integration of the touch sensor in the BlackBerry Passport's keyboard, and other shortcuts utilizing the keyboard that made browsing a lot faster and streamlined. Unfortunately, the browser, much like the Passport, hasn't really been updated recently, and this leads to a lot of incompatibility with a lot of new web elements and essential features. And what makes this problem even worse is that the major workaround for most people on the BlackBerry Passport who can't use modern apps is to access the web equivalent of that app through the browser. And if this doesn't work on the BlackBerry Passport browser, this doesn't leave BlackBerry enthusiasts with many options. Thankfully, with the Android runtime environment found on the BlackBerry Passport, you have a few other browser alternatives available to you that open the door to a lot of web services that will help you stretch the life of your BlackBerry Passport even further. There are several Android browsers that are functioning on the BlackBerry Passport, and these include Mozilla Firefox, Opera, Dolphin browser, and Google Chrome sometimes, depending on which build you get of that app. I've tried most of them, and there are a lot of features that are working on some, and there are a lot of features that are absent on all of them. But what's common between most of them is that it was quite laggy, and the browsers had a tendency to crash, particularly when opening up newer web elements. This video will go into Kiwi browser, what I think is the best browser alternative for the BlackBerry Passport, so that you can make sure that you keep using this device until the new BlackBerry is released in 2021. If you like this kind of content, leave a message down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. So the first step of getting Kiwi browser on your BlackBerry Passport is to make sure that you have Google Play services and the Google App Store on your BlackBerry Passport. I made a separate video on how to do this, so check out the description in the link below. You'll probably want to make sure you go through those steps in that video to make sure you have an active and running Google Play services on your BlackBerry Passport prior to proceeding with the next steps. So after you have Google Play services and the App Store on your BlackBerry Passport, just search up Kiwi browser and install. The installation of any kind of Android app on the BlackBerry Passport in its current state is kind of finicky. So if the Google Play Store freezes on you, don't hesitate to shut it down and restart and try to install the Kiwi browser again, as it took me 2 attempts to get the Kiwi browser working on my BlackBerry Passport. Kiwi browser is a very unique browser built on the Chromium platform. What separates it from Google Chrome is that it offers a lot of additional features that really make it a compelling product. Some of my favorite off the bat that are functional on the Blackberry Passport is of course the ability to turn on night mode on this browser. There is a dark mode available for Google Chrome, but Google Chrome itself is quite hit or miss on the Blackberry Passport, and it crashes often. And on top of this, it doesn't actually offer a full night mode. Night mode on the Kiwi browser is a proper dark mode that really adds a modern touch to the Blackberry Passport. All your black backgrounds and menus are black. This really gives the Blackberry Passport a modern and progressive feel that's found on modern smartphones with the proper dark mode. Hopefully, with the new Blackberry being released in 2021, Blackberry will allow users to switch to dark mode, as it really works well for typing and a strange aspect ratio that is found on the Blackberry Passport. Sites like Reddit and YouTube, which involve a lot of scrolling and going through content, were already great on the Blackberry Passport's unique screen size, and this is made even better with the inclusion of a dark mode through Kiwi browser on the Blackberry Passport. Dark mode does have a lot of benefits, as it reportedly does reduce eye strain, and I'm overall just more partial to a dark mode look on most websites and apps. It's quite a shame that Blackberry has stopped updating this phone, as the screen and the unique size really makes going through modern content quite enjoyable. Hopefully Blackberry will continue to push the envelope and use more unique screen sizes on its upcoming device. Other unique features of the Kiwi browser include a few more options when you alternate press on a link or something on a website. These include opening things up in external applications, copying the link address, and also downloading the link. And this is a very nice welcome change from Chrome or the Blackberry default browser, and it adds a little bit of extra productivity to the already very productive Blackberry Passport. Thankfully, unlike some other browsers available for the Passport, the Kiwi browser does support the Blackberry Passport's built-in touch sensor in the keyboard, so you can scroll up and down on websites by swiping your finger over the keyboard, just like the default browser. This, in addition to dark mode and an overall stability, makes Kiwi browser, in my view, the best browser available for the Blackberry Passport today. Hopefully we'll be able to keep this compatibility with this browser for a few more months until the new Blackberry is at least announced or released. So what do you think? Is the Kiwi browser a good choice for you? Are there web services that are available to you now that you have a functioning browser on your Blackberry Passport? Do you think there are other browsers that are functioning on the Blackberry Passport that deserve a mention here? Leave a message down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.